Who do you want to be? We tell a lot about who we want to be. We have an ideal persona that we tell our family, friends, or strangers about. There is more than one character we say we want to be. But who is the person we really want to be? Is it possible to wake up every morning and say, "I'm glad I'm this person"? Of course it's possible. We underestimate what we can do and our potential. You can achieve a much better personality than you imagine, much more easily than you imagine. Yes, I know life is not always so positive and easy. We all have times when we feel terrible about things. But in spite of this feeling, we have to look for what we can do better to continue the journey. Sometimes we lose our way. We can get off track and get angry with ourselves. I'm sure you feel inadequate even in things that people think you're very good at. But there's one thing we need that will keep us on our way. We call it inner motivation. Not what we expect from other people. It doesn't matter what they tell you or how they make you feel. What you use, what you wear, it doesn't matter. There is a way to go from where we are to who we want to be. We have to decide how to go on that path. Once we decide that, our attitude, our behavior changes. Even the questions we ask and the way we dress change. Even the way we walk can be different on days when we feel more confident. When all this changes, the group we want to be in and the people in the group change, then we have already gone through a big change. So how do we find out who we are and who we want to be? Even if we decide, how do we continue on this path with determination? Let's answer these questions. If you are still not subscribed to the channel, you can stop the video and subscribe. There are 3 fundamental questions we need to ask ourselves at this stage. Ask these 3 questions and nothing will ever be the same again. Question 1, what do you spend your time and money on? The brain wants us to live in our evolutionary comfort zone. It wants us to go our own way. Because every new thing requires an effort. New effort requires a new connection in our brain. However, our brain always directs us to our habits because it wants us to use the energy it has economically, because it wants us to spend less energy. When we try to do new things, it tries to discourage us with various signals. This will be one of the best starting points to realize. Make a list. Where does your money go? Where does your time go in this whole system? Let's look at people who have been successful in the world. What did they do to get the title they have now? They educated themselves at every stage of their life. They followed their hearts and followed their dreams. What they invested in and spent their energies on is very different from ours. What are we doing? We'll pay attention to that. For example, do you watch things that don't really do you any good? That don't help you grow? That confuse your mind more instead of making it clearer? Or do you watch things that actually bring you closer to your dreams? When we look around the world, anyone who makes a name for themselves and achieves their goals is investing time and money in self-development and making the right choice. They spend time and money scanning and acquiring all the useful information, whether it's TV shows, programs, documentaries, books, podcasts, anything that will improve them and take them to the next level. Question 2. What do you pursue in life? What is the focus of your life? For what point in your life are you watching this video? What exactly are you pursuing? Are you really going somewhere, or do you believe you just need to be on your way? Or is the place you really want to get to something you want? Or has it been imposed on you by someone else? We have to give a clear answer to that question. Because maybe a friend of yours has reached it, so you want to reach it. Maybe someone in your family wants you to achieve the dreams that they can't achieve. This is how it's going to be, there's no alternative. Or you do it to avoid being seen as a failure, inadequate, to avoid rejection, to be accepted. This will be a difficult confrontation to answer and accept. But your answer to this question is very important. As children, we learn everything from the people around us. Until a certain age, we are constantly asking questions. What is this? What is this? There are greater people who tell everything and know everything and have lived on this planet before us, and they are our idols. When we start asking questions that they don't know and that are outside the box, the answer you usually get is, don't be silly. Don't look for something new, don't explore, don't get excited, don't be curious. Then we stop exploring and we stop being curious. Because we think that if we keep wondering, they won't like us and they won't accept us. So we give up on ourselves. But the most important thing on this planet is to be loyal to ourselves. Your day may start out terrible, but it's up to you to turn it around. Because everyone has bad days, and only some people can handle it. Here's what I do when my day starts badly. I rewind my life and start again. You may have been born in a very bad environment, you may be in a terrible economic situation, but life doesn't have to go on like that. How we change our day, we can make choices to achieve a better standard of living. We can look at what we're willing to give up for that standard. We can look at how to compete with ourselves and see if we're really excited about it. We can invest in ourselves for better alternatives. Question 3. Do you really want what you think you want? You need to look and decide how what you want to pursue will create a change in you, how it will create a transformation in you. Now, to find your truth here, you have to know yourself first. What are your values? And what are the values of the person you want to be? How can you bridge the gap? Of course, the desire to follow him or her has to be really passionate in you. If you don't have passion in you, you're doing it for other people. And everything you do for others ultimately ends in failure. So we should use our time, which is one of the most important things in this world, to be true to our own abilities and aspirations, to invest in it, to do better for our loved ones and for this planet. You are so much more than the mistakes you make. The life you have is not necessarily the life you deserve. You don't have to wear a label that was put on you years ago for the rest of your life. Underestimating our potential is the greatest harm we can do to ourselves. We have the power to transform not only ourselves but the world. It is only through motivation and discipline that one can strive for self-improvement. If you are tired, then you have to go back to yourself and clean your own flower pot, your own garden. We all have things we want to change. Some of us are ready to make sacrifices for that change. Some of us are not. If you have watched this video, you are ready for change. Please share your comments on the video with me. Keep improving until the next video.